say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me.
No.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say.
No.
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
No.
'Cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah, and nothing can stop me.
No.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
What's up, guys? This is Rob, and I got them thighs.
Hey, this is Murph. Hashtag Real Men Cry.
What's up, guys? I'm Shay.
Hey.
I'm the girl. Hey.
Hey,
Period. Hormones. Shay's off today, guys. It's just the boys. Just the boys
Just the boys.
tonight.
And this will be our last episode of the Waiting Table Podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We just got canceled. I'm actually excited. I'm excited. As much as we love Shay, she's amazing, all that good stuff. It's just the guys. It's a guys' night.
We haven't done this in so long. This
Is our roots. This is just me
Yeah.
and you and the guests, and no, I'm gonna
No
stop
games?
myself right there. No games,
games.
no nagging. We love you, Shay. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us again on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss with, of course, the coolest people in the bariatric community. My name's Murph. This is Rob. We've got you. Pull up a chair and join us at the table. I was ad-libbing a little bit there, but hey, Rob,
you ad-lib,
how you
man.
doing, man? I'm super
Dude.
excited.
I am really, really excited. This is an episode that, I think is one that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Since we started this whole journey with the calendar, I wanted to have the guys on. I wanted to, we're already sort of highlighting who they are and what they've done and their journey through everything. But now we get to hear from them. So I'm super, super excited to have some of the guys who are part of the calendar, and we're going to have them jump on. And so we have a few different guys here, but I want to introduce our good friends, D. We got Jeff, and we got Frank. What's up, guys? How are you?
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Do you just get a wow?
Whoa.
Guys, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm super excited that you guys are here. I'm super excited to be talking with you guys. Dude, I don't know. Have you guys seen your pictures in the calendar yet?
Not yet. No. I've seen.
Me
well,
either.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're here. It's the month.
Hey, kiddo.
Bye.
No.
Oh my
Bye.
God,
Okay,
guys,
kids.
there's like tens of people watching right now.
Oh, the hard hands.
Wow.
Hard hands.
Okay, see, like Murph and D.
I'm famous.
You're not famous. Go.
You're so
You
Yes,
are
you
famous.
are.
Look at you.
I got that.
Okay.
You're much cuter than your dad.
They said you're much cuter than me, but we know they're lying. Get out of here. All right. Okay, so we do that specifically because we know it's good for ratings, but then she's like, get out of here. Love you guys. All right. So who said that they have not seen their picture?
Well, Jeff is lying about not seeing his.
All right. Since Jeff
I think-
has not.
I think I might have. Maybe I've seen it. I don't know.
All right. So let's give him a bit of a teaser here. So Jeff has not seen it. Just so you know, Jeff has done the calendar for us. He did all the design. He did all the work. Jeff, the friggin' man.
You're a hero.
Jeff and I both are at the point where we need a long vacation because holy shit. But oh my God, Jeff's done an amazing job. If you don't believe me, let's see. Jeff. Boom.
Look at that.
Oh shit. No, honestly, like it was so awesome. So these are just the pictures. We didn't want to give all the good stuff away, but Frank, here you are, buddy.
nice.
Right.
I like
Nice.
that. Holy smokes.
There you go.
Nice.
And so much sass. If I were to say sass and you were to be like, oh, what does sass look like? I'd be like, looks like D.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nice.
What time is it? It's D time. It's time for the D. That should be your new thing, D.
That's awesome.
Time for the D.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, look, all the comments are going crazy. They're all loving Jeff rocks. Oh, Shay's here. Oh shoot, stop talking about Shay.
Oh,
Look, Candace is here. Dang, there's some dang. So no, everyone is super happy with everything. Look, hashtag time for the D.
Hashtag
Dude.
time for the D. I love it.
Dude. I think Jeff, that's the okay. One last edit. Can you put that in his bio? Hashtag time for the D.
Time for the D.
Yeah, we can put that there.
It's worth it for that.
People
Oh
are
my
gonna
God.
think I'm the biggest douchebag. Oh my God.
No, because then they're gonna look at my picture and they're gonna be like, not as much of a douchebag as that guy. Jeff was like, when he was doing it, he was just like, dude, like everyone's is sort of like torso up. Do I need to include your thighs? I'm like, yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, you
You
sort
have to.
I tried to split them in half and put them
Yeah.
just the thighs over here.
And
It's
then
a little funny though.
later on,
Yeah.
everyone's doing their bios and just like, dude, why is your bio like 3 times longer than
I know.
everyone else's? I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, let me pare it down. So I pare it down, like take out a paragraph. He's like, okay, I need 3 more paragraphs less. I'm like, holy shit. So
Oh my gosh.
I am the
I was at like 6-point font to fit it in. Nobody would have been able to read it.
yeah. So don't worry, D. I'm the king of the douchebags, apparently.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Oh.
saving me.
Yeah, man. Question: what you drinking, Jeff?
I don't know, some sort of wine that was in the fridge.
There you go. Cheers, guys.
Good choice. Good choice.
Thank you so much for coming on. See,
Okay,
so
bro.
I went like full out. I have beer and beef jerky. That's my
They
combo
got
right now.
protein snacks.
There you go.
Mhm.
Like it. Murph's like, I just have a friggin' pizza. I'm like, shit.
Murph.
Nice.
Rob, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Cheers.
I
boys.
have a weird thing with chewing sounds, so I'm opting not to eat because I
Oh,
go crazy listening to people chew. It is
like
like,
ASMR type stuff. It's just like I listen to it while trying to go to bed.
oh my God, no. We're not. That's what pimple popping videos are for, but like chewing noise.
Okay.
Oh my.
So this is okay. So these are like the 2 houses that were at the JBYs. We had our house, which is this top line here. So it was myself, Murph D was with us, and Jeff and Frank. You guys shared another house with Candace with a few other people, with Eric, right? I feel like you guys were the more responsible and wholesome group. Good.
Or older. I don't know.
Mature.
I can't divulge information, but no,
Good.
there were a lot of late nights.
There you go. You guys enjoy, man.
We never got the invite to the Airbnb, so
Apparently,
I'll go ahead.
I invited people to our rooftop party. I'm like, oh,
You
shit.
did.
I didn't go. I wasn't there. I was out. But
I feel like we never properly used the rooftop. We showed everyone, but we never actually used it.
We went up
we were
there,
so
and I left my camera up there overnight. We went up there, and then Rob and I were moving furniture around, and we're like, "Oh, there's gonna be a cool spot right here. We're gonna set this up over here." And I set my camera down, and then we like rushed out the door and just got busy. 24 hours went by. I was like, "Where the heck is my camera?"
Yeah.
And I left it on the roof, and we never went back up there again.
And as we're walking on the roof, you can see where the roof was soft. And I was
Somebody-
like, you probably don't want to be up here anymore. We don't have a party. So, yeah, I don't know about that.
And Jeff, we came to your workout, so I mean, we showed up for you.
That's right.
Yeah, we did, and I enjoyed it. That was good.
I woke up for my workout. That was even more impressive.
There you go, right? Honestly, man. And so I don't know if you just saw on the live that we were doing, we were talking with Bobby Davenport, and we were saying we need to do a guys meetup because, you know, like there's not a ton of us, but let's do a guys meetup. And he was like, oh, somewhere around Illinois. I'm like, I'm in Canada. Everywhere's far for me. I was like, we'll do a gym. We'll do a workout. We'll do all hangout, everything. I bet Jeff's workout was amazing. Jeff's workout was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was fun. I was talking a lot of smack during it. I was trying to get D to keep going. I enjoed it. Honestly, I loved it. But it was good. It was a shadow
I
box.
thought I was gonna get punched out with my mitt. Those D guns, they were coming at me.
That's it, right? All about that D. It's time for the D. That's what he was saying as he was throwing the punches. Time for that D.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's creepy. Stop saying that when you're working. All right.
Oh my God.
So listen, you guys have all stepped up. You guys all, you know, when we put out the call to who wanted to be part of this calendar, and you really stepped up. You guys all have really inspiring stories and journeys in regards to, you know, post-op for bariatric surgery. Like, for you guys, what does it mean to be involved in something like this? Because I know Murph and I always talk about this. We're just like, to us, this is sort of historical because it's never happened in our community, at least for the last 3 years that we've been part of it. And I doubt it's happened prior to that when men didn't exist in the bariatric community. So like, I've never seen it. So the fact that we're doing something like this, we're getting surgery for someone who can't afford it, but we're doing that by celebrating the men is huge for us. I think so. But how about you guys?
I think that's amazing. I mean, it's a, you know, this community is 80% women, and it's hard to find, you know, just men that have had the surgery commonly. And by doing this calendar, it promotes the idea that men can make this change in their lives too. And it's great to be a part of that. I mean, it's great to be a part of that influence.
Yeah. And one of the things like I always think about is I try to find a way to give the men in the community their just dues and their props without coming off like a creep. And so there's a fine line of like saying, dude, you look amazing without getting blocked in the DMs. And so, so, you know, when we talked about kind of things like this behind the scenes, it started as one thing, but to see what you guys like just blew it into this amazing thing that I could never even have envisioned. Like, you guys rock for just making it into this. Like, I'm honored to be a part of it. So it just means a lot, like, to not only highlight the guys, but then bless someone else who needs the surgery, who couldn't afford it. So it's like, I was watching a live with the woman who won, and I was like misty-eyed the entire time because it was it's beautiful to see that she can get this.
It's amazing that we can help someone to be able to get this surgery. I look at this. So I look at the screen right now, and I see D. That guy works out more than anybody I know. You know, I see 5 people on the screen of all shapes and sizes, and of all different routines, right? So I ride mountain bikes. D works out. Murph walks through the hospital all the time. So, and on the men's calendar, to influence men, there are men on the calendar that are of all shapes and sizes, that do all different things. There are all different journeys in their life. So it's not all about, you know, being super muscular and being, you know, being the D. It's about being you, and it's about being who you are and who you want to be.
Yeah.
And comfortable and healthy and happier, and not, it just gives a broad perspective of what you can get out of this journey, not just, you know, the supermodel body D.
Thank you, Jay.
You worked hard for that.
Thank you, Frank.
Yes, he did. He worked very hard for that.
We do have a special section in the calendar that's going to be dedicated to other fellas that are in our community, not just the 12 that are in the calendar.
Nice.
And there's even more out there. We're just harder to find, it seems.
Right.
Like my buddy Moo is, where's he from? Australia? Am I getting that right, Murph?
He's your buddy.
Moo's out there, but he's recently had his surgery a few months ago.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I like it. Somebody mentioned how like we all did that search to find guys that look like us.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard. Like I'm sure my search history from pre-op was all male VSG. That was my YouTube search, because I didn't know Instagram community existed. And now like so many different people in the community that we can look up to. And now we can be those people that someone who needs to see what their after will look like can be. And we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So it's like, I'm so happy for us.
We do.
Yeah. It was awesome. And oh, there you go. Well, that's exactly what it was. And just so you know, Jeff had mentioned it. I just want to share this here. So this is the collage that we have of some of the other guys, because you know most of these people didn't attend the JBYs. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't get recognized for what they do in our community. Like one of these guys right here, you can't see my marker clearly, but Justin was on an episode with D previously. And in terms of working out, Justin's one of my idols for post-op working out. Yeah. And he's also a friggin' awesome guy. Like he came down for our live podcast the Sunday morning of JBYs. He didn't go to the JBYs, but he drove down like 3 hours just to be there and hang out with us for the day. And like that's the connection, I think, that we have with a lot of the people here. And obviously we have a lot of connections with a lot of the females here. Like Shay is all right. And, you know, everyone else. But like, that's the thing, right? Like I can connect to a lot of the males because exactly what we had said. You are who I was looking for when I was trying to see what this journey was going to be for me, right? Like I always looked for before and after pictures, even like my skin removal. I looked at people who had similar body types to me, and I was like, if they had this type of skin removal surgery, what would I look like possibly? And it was very difficult. I have a file of all the pictures that I was comparing, and they're all women. And so the more that we share this, the more that we can continue to inspire and encourage other people to make those changes. You know, you guys mentioned a couple of things. First off, this calendar all started because D had this idea, because we were, you know, after we get off,
you're who to blame.
100%. He was like, "Oh, guys, it's time for the D."
It's all D's fault.
All the D.
Nope. All the D.
He was like, "It's time for all the D." But he was just like, we're saying we should do a photo, because we was like, "Oh, are you going to go to JBYs?" And we're like, we're sort of. That's what we're thinking. And what sold it to us is like, oh, we need to go and like sightsee and then do a men's calendar. We'll take pictures in front of all these random places. And they weren't like appropriate pictures. Like the original idea was not like appropriate pictures. It was like, we're going to be in the White House wearing a thong and like an America flag. So I'm like, we're going to get arrested. That's what we're going to get. But then it was like, okay, we took that small idea to all of a sudden yo, we can represent the guys and really highlight this part of our community. And then it came the idea that exactly what you had said, Frank. I wanted people to look at every month, look at the model on that month, and see someone different every single page. I wanted you to be able to read that bio and be like, holy shit, you have the same comorbidities that I do. I wanted people to see you are the same weight, the same age, and you are living the lifestyle now that I can only dream of doing. But it's a reality for us, right? And it can be a reality for them. And I think that's important for encouraging them on this journey. So the fact that we got here with this is huge.
So I want to tell you something that I thought of when I first went on this journey, and I kind of did the same thing. I was looking for men in the bariatric community, and I have a lot. So don't get me wrong. I have a huge amount of respect for the D's and the Robs and the Robs and the the people who work out every day, and they're like dedicated, and they're like, I have a huge amount of respect for that. But when I first started looking, I was really turned off by the male community, and I was turned off because all I saw was these guys that were overweight or heavy, and then now all of a sudden all they wanted to do is become a supermodel and be built and be hugely muscular and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, for one, I don't have time to do that, and two, I just want to be me. So I kind of got turned off to that male part of the community at first, and through the process of going to the JBY for the last 2 years and meeting all of you, I learned that that's not how it has to be. I am who I am, and D's who D is, and Rob's who Rob is, and Jeff's who Jeff is, but we all are successful in our journeys, as long as we're happy, healthy. So, and I think this calendar really shows that. It shows that to other people and other men out there who are thinking about doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, speaking of, wanting to be a supermodel, that's a perfect segue to the next guy we are also going to add in. We have, who also is in the calendar, Mr. February. We want to introduce the business bully, Dave.
Hey, Mr. February.
You got the here. I'll show you something, Dave. This is you, bro. Hold on. You're gonna bam. Oh, Dave. Oh, hold on to your wives, guys.
Listen,
Hide your wife.
Listen. I bought snacks.
Bro. I brought beef jerky.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm so happy to be here. Hi, fellas.
How you doing,
What's
man?
up?
Doing good, man. I got no complaints. I'm a happy 249. I got nothing to complain about right now.
That's it.
Nice,
buddy. And that's awesome because that's what we were just talking about. Like Frank was saying, you look at this calendar and you have guys of different ages, different backgrounds, different places professionally, different places on our journey. You have people who are at a specific weight. You have people who've been on the journey for a long time. I love the fact. And you mentioned this. I hope you don't mind me sharing this. Like you talked about like your skin removal surgery. I know you mentioned that at the JBY Awards.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that to me, as a male on this journey, is stupid important. Yeah. Because how many men are so hesitant to talk about the skin removal? Like I know right when we came back from the JBYs, Frank and I don't know if Jeff was there, but D was there. When we went to Rob's workout, we were having this conversation while talking about extra skin, and Eric was talking to me a lot about it because he runs a lot, and that was a big challenge. And then when we got back from the JBYs, right away he messaged me and he was asking for pictures, and we were talking about my journey with skin removal, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it," and he signed it right away, and now he's getting it in a couple of days. I'm just like, this is freaking amazing, right? Like. If we
isn't it January 6th?
Yeah. And
I think it's January 6th.
I know you mentioned who was it you mentioned to? It was Megan that watching her and see her changes with skin removal was one reason that you went for your skin removal too. And like there's so much power in sharing your story and your experiences. So I freaking love that. Like that's awesome.
Like for me, man, like I saw Megan and I saw Alicia and I was like, okay, like these girls are knocking this out. Like I can't be a little bitch about this. I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. Because it's scary, man. And then, like, when I saw the footage, like, because I'm doing a documentary, so I saw the footage, and I looked like a Saw victim. If you've ever seen that horror movie franchise Saw, like, so he's like, oh yeah, so look at this, and then look at his abs, look at this now. You can bounce a quarter off of those things. He's just moving the flap around. He's like, now we're gonna cut all this off, and then here's his belly button. We're gonna shove it up, and I'm like, and they're playing music. There's like a blanket over my head.
100%.
I was like, yo. But the thing of it is, I feel so much better. I look so much better. And then the thing that's crazy is in July I'm going back to get my thigh lift.
Oh, nice! Congrats!
Nice! Congrats, dude.
You don't go. I'm sorry, and everybody's got their thing, and I'm not judging anybody because I'm with Frank. I'm not trying to be a supermodel. Like I'm good, but. I've gone this far.
That's it.
We're not stopping. I want to see how far I can. Whatever my ceiling is, I want to see what that looks like, and I would like to see what my thighs look like without the flying squirrel skin under my lungs.
That's it, 100%.
And you know what? You're doing it, and the key to that is you're doing it for yourself.
That's it.
And you're doing it so that you're, and that's it. You're happy where you're. So.
I love the fact that you talk about that. Because that's so big, because there's just not too many guys, I think, who have had the skin removal surgery. But the ones that I do know, I don't know too many who've talked about it fairly openly. And so having that conversation, I think is awesome, because again, there's a lot of guys who want to have this conversation. Just it's not a common thing. Like I know we had my plastic surgeon on, and I remember we were having this talk with Murph, and Murph felt super uncomfortable because he likes the idea, but he's fucking scared of the idea too, right? Like it is scary. I asked my surgeon, because with work I'm in the OR all the time. I'm like, take pictures. I want to see my skin flap. Like I want to see this thing like laid out. Give me all of that, right? But it's crazy. It's messed up. But like for some people, depending on where you are in your journey and what you want from this, it's a life changer. Like I remember right before I had mine, I was sort of like on the fence. I was like, obviously I want to, but is it going to make that big of a difference? And then like 6 months after, I'm like, holy fuck, yes. Like a huge difference about everything. And so it's pretty awesome to do that. And like, I look at some of the video, like Jeff, I love the videos that you post, especially your workout videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are
I
awesome.
Absolutely love that. Like
I watch every single one of them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
And
I'm waiting for you to sit them.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so I'm just like, you just go. I'm gonna cheer you on. But like sharing all that stuff means so much, right? Because again, and I think you're right. Like Dave and Frank, you look at people. I know that I've gotten this feedback a lot. I don't know if Dave's gotten this feedback a lot, but a lot of people have told me previously that they find it somewhat hard to relate to me in terms of a bariatric. In a bariatric context, because of where I am, I guess, in my fitness journey, they don't feel like I represent them. I've heard that. And so, look at his face. Yeah. But like, but there is some like, I can sometimes agree with that, because I'll see someone who may be earlier on in their journey and working out, and I'll be like, frig, you friggin' go. Like, I'm cheering you on so much. And then someone like, oh, I have a video of me, and it's just like, okay, go do your push-ups or whatever. like I get that a lot from people. Do you get that, D, ever?
Yeah, and honestly, I wish people could see behind the skin. Like now people see the muscle, but underneath it all, I'm still that 300-pound kid who's insecure. So all of this body was built from fear and insecurity and shame and all that stuff. So it's like, this body is honestly, it was on purpose, but by mistake. Like I worked out so hard because I'm afraid to get big again. So I'm running away from my old life, but I'm just running way too much. And I'm lifting, trying to never go back. And like, when people see me and they're like, oh, you're here, and they can't relate, but I'm like, on the inside, I'm literally like, I wish you guys could see the DMs between me and other guys where I'm having hard times and I'm struggling with my skin. It's why like I put out a very hard TikTok video and I posted it on Instagram where I showed my loose skin because people didn't think I had loose skin, and I'm like, I have a ton of it. And even how I'm sitting on this camera is to kind of camouflage my loose skin, even as comfortable
always
as I
aware
am.
of that.
It's always there. So it's like I still feel fat because I have skins and folds and stuff like that. So as far as people think I am, I'm right there with you guys. So I'm closer to you mentally than anyone thinks. But it's hard to convey when I'm also trying to inspire people and just post the honesty about consistency, because that's my message. It's not muscles. It's just I want people to see that consistency was my number one lesson from this whole thing. So it's just hard to tell everyone, no, don't look at my muscles, even though I show them. It's like, look at my routine. Look at what anyone can do as long as you stick to something. And just because I'm good at the gym, I could probably go on a bike ride with Frank and he'll kick my ass. Or we did boxing and he made me lay in the grass and I'm itching and I can't move. And so
I'm like throwing grass at D2. I'm like, I get it.
I'm like, my skin, I literally scratched the skin off my back. So everyone has their own lane and they're good in their lane. Just because mine may look shiny doesn't mean it's better than anyone. So it's just I'm working on how to convey that through social media. I'm still new at this, so
yours looks shiny.
When did you start really getting into working out? Like mine was probably 6 months in.
Mine was 6 weeks.
Yeah, nice.
I literally
I started sooner.
The second I got cleared, and here's what I talk about with that fear piece. It's like I was so afraid to mess this up. And I'll back up a little bit. Like people say, oh, it's the easy way. And I'm like, I didn't even think it would work. The reason I got VSG is because I was afraid to fail. And I was planning on converting to RNY or the duodenal once I messed up VSG. So I literally threw everything I could at it. So exercise is one of those things. And I worked out way too much too early and could have hurt myself. And so I don't recommend it to anyone. So no, take your time, deal with food first, then start working out. So don't do what I did, even though I started early.
Yeah, I was late too. I was a year in when I started lifting.
When I hit post the 200 down, that's when I really started getting into it. And then I plateaued because I'm building muscle and it's hard to still lose the weight and build the muscle at the same time. So
any minute now, I'm probably going to start lifting and exercising. Any minute now.
Yeah.
I'm 2.5 years in. I've been to the gym like 3 times. You guys are like,
I remember that week where you were just
Murph,
like,
you're my hero.
I'm going.
oh,
And then
man,
it's
I
just like
wanted
you had
to
the
go
videos
so
of you
bad.
deadlifting, and then no more videos of you deadlifting.
Yeah, Murph's my hero. And
yes.
And Murph was really important to me when I met him back in JBY. Not that you're not all really important to me, but the conversation I remember was, because Murph has done a great job and he's really come a long ways, and you could look at him now and you would never know that he'd gone through this journey. And I asked him, we're outside the show, and I asked him, I said, what do you do for a workout routine? And he goes, I walk around the emergency room all the time. And I'm like, dude, you're my hero. Because, I live 30 minutes from a gym. So to go to a gym all the time is pretty challenging. It takes a lot of time out of my day. Murph, I mean, he's done it, and he's a different person, but he's done it without necessarily going to the gym all the time. So it just shows again that you don't have to be the person that works out all the time.
Yep.
You just have to work it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, you got to find what works for you, because
you do.
We've said it a million times here. I love saying it. Every body is different.
Yep.
And what works for me might not work for some of you guys, and vice versa.
Yep.
And to sit here and say that there's one way for each one of us, all 6 of us, to do this thing. Like, no, the only thing we have in common is we all had bariatric surgery. All the rest of it is, it's what's the word I'm thinking of? It's inclusive to your body's needs, and I mean,
Right.
we're all
Yeah.
different.
And your goals, right?
Yeah, and your goals and what you want, and what's driving you to achieve those goals, and we're all in different places,
Yeah.
And
I think at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's all about just finding a way to move your body every day.
100%, right?
Just
And
finding some sort of way. It doesn't have to be crazy.
And that's the other thing too, right? Like there's a
because-
direction.
Yeah.
Right.
When we were bigger, we weren't moving at all. We were sitting on the couch. We know that.
Yep.
So prove it to ourselves that, yeah, we can move every day now. We've done this. Yeah.
So everyone mentioned something like D, you had mentioned, the main thing for you was consistency, right? It was being consistent with what you're doing. And I think everyone has sort of like, obviously there's a big formula for all the different things that you put into this journey to be successful, because we're all successful at this point. But what was your big thing? D, you said consistency. Jeff, what would you say was your... Murph's gonna go pee right now because he's 41 years old now. And
hey,
Jeff, what was your thing? Like, what was your thing that you think was your foundation for it?
It was just that, the being able to get movement in every day, and just keeping an eye on consumption, because that was my big problem, was my portion control. So those two were my biggest.
How about you, Dave?
Key takeaways.
For me, what was the biggest thing?
Yeah, like your main thing that you focused on, and it doesn't have to be like regarding like workout or diet or anything. It's just through your whole journey for success.
I had to stop being so frustrated with myself, right?
Yeah.
And then like it's this weird dichotomy, because half the time I was frustrated and the other half the time I was spiking the football. Like when I would say 3 weeks after my surgery, I dropped like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And I remember going to see my surgeon, and he was like, "Look at you!" Like, he's like, "You see this number?" I was like, "Yeah, doc, this is great." He was like, "There's nothing." I was like, "There's nothing. I haven't seen this number since Obama had black hair." And he was like, "No, trust me, just don't." And then, you start to be like, "Okay, what can I do? And can I work out?" And for me, I just remembered that the biggest mistake I made, and I will tell anybody this: stop buying clothes every time you drop 20 pounds.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Oh, amen.
I've wasted so much money.
Same.
I have donated over $50,000 worth of clothes, from 5X to 1X.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. I had to learn to be patient with myself and realize that it's a process.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Frank?
I would say finding the, movement has always been important, but finding that thing that helped me mentally. I mean, we always hear about the mental challenges that come with bariatric surgery, but I had to find something that was going to keep me moving and help me find my kind of keep me. I don't know how to say it. So I chose mountain biking as my form of exercise, and that was my peaceful place, I guess I want to say. I'm not sure, but certain people find it in working out at the gym. People find it in whatever it may be. I needed to find that mental peace that I found through mountain biking out in the woods with nobody else around on a dirt trail. And that was important to my journey.
Yeah.
And then I'll be honest with you, and I know we make a joke about it, but the women in this community were very important to my journey, because there's so few of us as guys, that the women in the community keep driving us forward. They encourage us to speak out. They encourage us to not be afraid of what we're doing. I mean, look at Rob and Dave. You both mentioned that it was scary. And who convinced you that it wasn't scary and that you wanted to do it? It was women. It was the women in the community. So they were hugely important to my journey.
Awesome. How about you, Murph? Like, what was your thing, right? Like your thing that has sort of pushed you to success, or your foundational piece that sort of kept you going throughout the whole journey.
Yeah, so I mean, I got really, really sick. I got really bad, and I've battled for many years alongside of my obesity and my eating habits. I was depressed. I was suicidal. I had a lot of suicidal ideation. I just didn't want to be anymore. And so when I found a purpose, a reason to live, and I got a little too close when I got really, really sick, and I just thought to myself, I'm done with that stuff. There's more to life than this. I need to straighten up. And my doctor, you know, he said, you're not going to make it to your 40th birthday if you keep going like this. You need to have this surgery. And it was a wake-up call for me. And that has been a driving moment. Even, you know, that was almost 4 years ago that I had this conversation with my doctor, and then the process of getting the surgery started. And then I finally had the surgery, and it just keeps me going. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick and tired. I don't want to have mental instabilities. I want to be happy. I want to find the good through the bad. I want to be positive instead of negative. I want to be supportive instead of bringing people down. And so it's even driven me to the point of not only working in one ER, but I started in a second ER this week. And I want to help people. I want to be there. And I'm working at both hospitals here in Lansing. And I want to be there for. I'm working at one hospital in a psychiatric unit, in a psychiatric ward, because mental health is the most important thing on this planet for every single human being. And we've all been taxed. We've all been, you know, put to our limit mentally, you know, just through COVID. If you survived COVID, you've been a part of something historically that it's going to be really hard to bounce back from. So it's that drive to help better understand our mental capacity for loving one another and being kind to one another and being emotionally supportive for one another. But it's also for myself to be here for my kids, to be here for my wife, to be here for you guys. You know, it just keeps me going every single day. And some days are harder than others. The past few months have been really difficult, but here we are. We're having a conversation about it. We're talking about it. And sometimes I cry about it because that's okay. Like,
yes, he does.
I thought you were gonna be like, and yes, it's okay, but no, you're like, yes, he does cry.
It's a good thing. We love him for it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Hey, you know, hashtag real men cry, and that's, you know, that's okay. Getting your feelings, getting your emotions. It's okay to not be okay, and just keep going. Because let's face it, every single one of us, we're better than we were yesterday. We really are. We really are. And so just keep going, keep pushing, and don't quit.
That's sort of been my thing. Right? I think from the very beginning, my first year was ignoring all comparisons, ignoring all of that, and really looking at my perspective. Like, I would say perspective was my number one key to success, is my ability to sort of look at all the different things. And I say this, and you know, it goes hand in hand with mindset, but you know, I always try to look at the big picture for everything, right? Like, it's easy to look at someone else and be like, oh, well, that person lost 10 pounds, I lost 5 pounds, and then you're shit to yourself, right? Or it's, oh, I've done this, but I haven't done this, and then you're shit to yourself. And I always try to keep perspective with everything, you know, understanding that, hey, I could be on 15 medications like I was 2 months ago, but I'm not. I could be in a wheelchair, but I'm right. And so there was this level of greatness and everything. It ended up being just a different approach to everything. Like, I said this about 4 months, 5 months into my life. She was like, I've seen you 100 pounds numerous times. You always, you hated life every single friggin' day. That you're eating out. You've never eaten once at all. She's like,
I thought he went to pee.
Nice, Jeff.
Yeah, I was like, why? Because everyone who's 40 plus, we have to go pee in the middle of the podcast. but that's the thing, right? It's just like, she was like, you never complained once. I'm like, it's just because of the way I see this journey, right? It's not
Mhm.
sort of like my goal isn't to lose weight. My goal is to create a life of happiness now. And that can mean that I am doing this. That could mean I'm doing this, but it means in general, I'm happy. So for me, like that number didn't matter anymore, right? That number, if it was 200 pounds lost or 150, I was in a better place than I was. I was alive, like Murph said, right? And that was so important.
Yep.
And that's why, like, now I look at every year, like, I seem to just jump on a new challenge every year.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like, someone has asked me in my comments, he's just like, what are you trying to prove? I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to prove anything. Like, I'm trying, like, I missed 10 years of my life where I was walking with a cane or I couldn't walk and I couldn't do all the sports and everything that I love doing. I always dreamed of doing all these different things. I never thought that I could do those things. And hell, I could actually do that. It would make me
Mhm.
happy to try. So I'm going to fucking try. Right. And so now being able to do those things, it's hard to stop me because I
Mhm.
it's a way for me to gain that happiness. And I get that happiness from, like Murph said, being a good parent, being a good spouse, being a good friend, because I was a shit version of all of those things when I was big, because I hated life. I was angry. I was depressed, all of those things. Right. And that goes actually to a good question Andrea had asked. She said, um, did you feel less of a person when you were big or being big? So I'll put that out to you guys. That's a deep question.
Yeah, you know what? Real quick though, Rob, something that you started when you were talking, you're talking about comparison, and something that I've learned on this show, and I don't remember who said it, and I wish I would have. I'd have to go back and see, but comparison is the thief of joy, right? Did you say that, Rob? No, you didn't say that.
100% that was me. That sounded wise. That was
No,
the Rob.
somebody super wise, somebody that was very intelligent and wise. They said, no, I'm just kidding. That comparison is a thief of joy, and man, that hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like, yeah, I'm comparing because I do. I like even today. I went to this rec center and they were playing pickleball, and I was like, I should play pickleball. Rob plays pickleball. I'd be fit like Rob if I played pickleball, and I'd be in better shape if I play pickleball. Maybe I should try pickle. And it's like, no, that's not. I'm not interested in pickleball. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's, I think it's okay and it's kind of healthy to compare yourself, not in a comparison sort of way, but just look back at how far you've come. Look at who you were yesterday, a year ago. You know, we get notifications in our Facebook or whatever. You know, a year ago today, we were this. I love seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
Compare that. You know what I mean? Compare your success to where you used to be, but don't compare yourself to one another because we're all different. We've all got different goals, different aspirations, and things like that. So just wanted to touch on that. And then with this question, I don't want to take up any more time because I want you guys to answer this. Did you feel like less of a person when I was big? Hell yeah, I did. I still, that's the mentality piece that I'm trying to get out of right now because I still feel like less of a person because I'm comparing myself to old Murph, what I used to be, and not who I am today, and the successes that I've had, and I need to give myself some credit for that. So, you guys, what do you think? How do you feel?
I want to ask Dave that actually, because Dave, you
Yeah.
always come across to me as the most confident person.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm in sales. I could put on whatever I want, right? Like, especially when I was big, right? When I was big, I put out like super confident, everything like that. But I knew what I was inside,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I knew the challenges that I had mentally and emotionally. How did you find that, and how would you answer this question?
Did I feel less of a person being big? Well, I mean, Rob, like you, I'm in sales for lack of. I mean, I own my own businesses, but I'm still in sales. For me, I grew up like being a real shy kid, and my father pulled me to the side one day and he said, "Do you know that if there's a hurricane happening, where the safest place to be is?" I said, "Not there." He was like, "If you can't get away, what do you do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He was like, "It's in the eye of the storm." So, as opposed to running from the fact that you have social anxiety or whatever they're calling it these days, go right to the eye of the storm because more people are more scared than you are. So put yourself out there. And so it became a trick. And after a while, that trick started to define my personality. But inside, like when the lights are out and all that, I am dead silent. I am shy. I'm questioning everything. And I've always been that way. So when I was bigger, and you're talking 561 pounds at my heaviest, um, yeah, there were things that I wanted to do. There were people I wanted to connect with. There were opportunities I knew I wouldn't be able to have. And I mean, we've all got the stories, can't get on a roller coaster type of shit. But I felt like, could I be something more than the really smart, really creative, really funny fat friend?
Yeah.
Is there a version of me? Like, I used to see this face in here before this face showed up in real life, So I go back. You ever go on Facebook and you see like your memories, and you'll look, and I'm like, who the fuck put the fat filter on my pictures? And I realized, like, no, that's what the hell I look like. And I'm like, you fuckers didn't tell me this. Like, we all wrestle with that, but we all find different ways to compensate. And right now, I still, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my adult life, and I'm still like, oh my God, am I really putting on a large right now? This is an XL and it's okay. I can tuck my shirt in. Like, there's a whole new set of insecurities.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
How about you, Frank?
Did I feel less of a person? I don't know if I really felt less of a person, but I felt less of a productive part of, how do I say it? Less of a productive part of my life.
Okay.
And when I say that, I mean, so I'm a firefighter. I'm a volunteer firefighter, and I'd be out there with my team, and my team would be bending over, rolling hose, and I'd feel like I was a big old biscuit trying to roll up into a ball, bending over to roll up a hose. And that made me, and my crew would see that. My crew would see me struggle, and I felt like less of a firefighter. I felt like less of a, for sure. I had really bad knees before I had my knees replaced, and I felt, when I went with my family, I felt less of a positive part or an active part of the family, because I couldn't keep up and I couldn't go places, or I'd have to sit down, after walking for a little while. When I walked through Walmart, I'd be in a lot of pain after I got done. So yeah, there was a lot of parts of my life where I really did feel less productive and less involved. And I didn't really feel less of a person, but I felt like I just really couldn't get involved.
Yeah. And that hits home, I think, for a lot of us. I know, when you're talking about your family, like, that was a big part for me. Like, I remember there was a discussion I had with my friends on our street, and we're just like, we were talking about being, a protective father, or being able to protect your kids, right?
Yes.
And I remember, I was like, because in my head, I'm just like, of course, I'm doing everything to protect my kids. And I remember my kids were all playing on the street, all our kids do. And we were all sitting out, and there was a car driving fast on our street. And so the reaction is jump up out of your seat, jump in front, and be like, slow down. I couldn't get up. So it was someone else to do those things and to protect my kids. And I remember sitting there so discouraged, because I'm like, if something were to happen, I would not have been able to get my kid, save them, help them at all. It was other people. And I remember one of my proudest moments post-op. It's shitty that there's a proud moment, but my son jumped into the deep end of a pool, and everyone was in shock. There was a whole bunch of adults in the pool enclosure, and I was outside the pool enclosure, and without thinking, I hopped the fence and dove in and got him. I would not have been able to do that at all. Like, my kid would have been alive, but it's sort of like I can be there for my kids. And like I said this on the show a lot, I felt like I was a present but absentee father, because I was there emotionally for my kids to my ability. Now I look back and I'm like, no, I was angry a lot, right? And unfortunately, they would get it, but I was there. I was watching them when my kids rode their bike for the first time. I wasn't the one holding the bike. My back was out. I couldn't do that. I couldn't bend down like that. I couldn't, like my kids say now they miss playing Mountain, which was a game we had where it's just me lying down on the couch and they'd be like crawling on me. Exactly. And I'd be like trapping them. They're like, I love this game. I'm like, me too, because I don't have to get up. But they're like, oh, where's Fun Dad? I'm like, we run all over the place now. You just want to play the game where you just climb on me? I'm like, okay.
The kids don't care, man. It's so funny. My little one, once I got the skin cut off, she used to come to my excess skin. Even when I had my belly, she would go and she would grab my belly and go, wibble wobble, wibble wobble, wibble wobble.
My kids do that same thing now. They're looking for anything left, and they're just they're like squishy, squishy, squishy. I'm like, ah!
Oh my god!
She didn't speak. My 8-year-old didn't speak for me for 2 weeks. She was like, "You got rid of wibble wobble."
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
How about you, Jeff? Like in regards to how you felt when you were larger, was that something that was a challenge? Did you feel like whether it's less of a person or less of a man or a father or whatever the case might be?
Yeah, less of a person for sure. Like I felt like I inconvenienced society. Like I'm 6'2". I was 490 pounds, so I was kind of large and in charge, and it was just seemed inconvenient, like going on in the airplane or anything like that. I felt out of place.
Yeah.
And then same with my kiddo, like I was the same way where let's play bounce on the couch or something. I don't want to get up. So yeah. And then they don't see how big we were. They thought, my kid tells me I was handsome all along. So
yeah. Then my wife says that. I'm like, you're a friggin' liar.
I know. I say that too.
She's like, oh, I always thought you were handsome, regardless of how big you were. I'm just like, you fucking liar. I'm just like, I'm handsomer now, but back then, I'm just like, you were patient. That's what you were. Right? You're tolerant.
We were fixer-uppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They signed a contract. They have to say that. So
that's it. It's like, you don't want to go against your contract. Like, you're contractually bound.
Right.
So,
exactly.
You gotta stick with it. How about you, D?
I would say I always thought I was confident before, but I didn't realize that all of my worth came from what I could put on. So all of my confidence was external: how much money I had, what job I had, what I could drive, what I wear. And then now I feel more valuable because I see myself. Like, I just wake up and I'm enough. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to wear anything. Now I walk outside in my gym clothes because I just don't care. I'm happy and I'm just confident. And then I feel like the world sees me now. I never realized how invisible I was before, because one of my favorite things to do would be to sit in the airport and just people watch. And I can't do that anymore because now people are looking back at me and looking me in the eye. And so I don't know what to do. So I'm like that creepy guy that's like staring at everybody. But before I could do it and make up stories about everybody. And now I'm like, all right, what do they want? Why are they looking at me? And so it's kind of weird. So yeah, I just feel so much more seen. Like, people listen to me now as if my words mean more now than before. So it's hard to adjust to the way the world treats me.
Yes.
Now it's way different.
Yeah. It's weird having that attention now. But do you know what you do when people look back at you? You only need one accessory, D. Who cares about the clothes, everything? You just need one thing. Your watch. So you'll be like,
it's D time.
It's D time. It's time for some D.
Get Dr. Dreamy on the line. I'll tell him.
There you go. Call Dr. Shivers.
Yeah,
like, hey,
he's gonna be the first to block me. I'll promise.
He's like, who's on call? Because it's D time. So,
guys, I might drop. I'm at 2%. Just so you know.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna ask this last question for you because I want to respect everyone's time. We're almost at 10 anyways. Sure. But, what is it like if you were to leave a message with anyone who opens this calendar, another guy where we were 2 years, 3 years, whatever ago when we had our surgery, and you had something to share with them or some piece of advice or something from your journey that you want to share with them, what would that be? Because that sticks with them, right?
Don't wait. Oh,
You're still here. You're still here. Just kidding.
No.
Yeah,
I think it's
he's
jumping.
gone.
And he's gone.
He's gonna charge it and he's gonna jump back on.
No.
Frank, by proxy, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Boy, you're putting me on the spot here if I had to find something inspirational. You know, I think that this is one of those journeys where come back to me.
All right, D.
I'm trying to think of something
I'm ready.
inspirational.
It's D time.
I'm ready. Okay, so I would say to all the guys, especially the guys, let us love on you in some way, somehow. Like, walk into the community, talk to people, go to events if you can. Like, don't think that the way the world has treated you before is the way you'll get treated inside of this community. There's always someone who's gone through what you've gone through, who's open, who'll talk to you, who'll be vulnerable. Like, let us in. We want to help. That's all we want to do is just like give back what we've been given and show the same love that we got that we didn't think we could get. That's why at every JBY award and every meetup, every retreat, we leave and we damn near cry when we leave, because like it is a community like no other where you can just be and you can let your guard down and be vulnerable around a bunch of people who get it. They get it from start to finish. And nobody thinks they're better than anybody. Like, we want each other to win. So just let us love on you. Let us support you. Open up, and everything that you need is right here.
Awesome, man. How about you, Dave?
The one thing that I love about our community, the one thing that I love about being a man in the bariatric community is here I know that the love is real. I know that it's honest. I know that the support is real, because in my world, people are going to yes me to death because of who I am, whatever that means to them. And here I can ask questions. I can be a student. You know, I asked D, I was like, yo, two things. Number one, where did you get that pink jacket? And two, when did you get your skin surgery done? He's like, oh, I have skin. I'm like, no, you don't, you fucking liar. But because he's so ripped. Like, him and Murph have the world's best genetics. But here's what I would say to somebody. Come in with an open heart and with an open mind. And don't feel bad about procrastinating. Don't feel bad about a false start, because I was asked to do The Biggest Loser. I was scared, turned it down. I was asked to do the first episode of Extreme Weight Loss, Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition, and I turned it down. You know, I went to my surgeon 4 times before I actually pulled the trigger. When you have had enough, and when you've hit that rock bottom, we're here to help lift you up. And that's the important thing, that you find a way to find what works. And this is a place that has a lot of different answers to the one problem we all have, and that's getting a hold of our lives and taking back our lives by force.
Dude, I can listen to you all day, man. Fuck.
I love you, Rob.
You too, man. Murph, I'm buying Frank some time here. Murph.
I mean, yeah, to piggyback what both D and Dave said, you know, I feel like this community is grounded in just a sense of empathy that not a lot of other communities harness the way that we do. We come from a place like it's genuine. It's from the heart, because we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all fought that battle. We're still fighting that battle, and you're not alone in fighting these battles. And that's what's so important about the waiting table and this calendar and giving this gift of surgery, so that somebody else can experience the love and the support and the empathetic attitude of this whole community for one another. And it's just a beautiful thing. And for anybody considering bariatric surgery, I would say, you know, give yourself a lot of grace, have a lot of patience with yourself, because it is a process. And I hated this phrase because it's so true, but trust the process. It's there for a reason. And listen to your doctors, and surround yourself with great people, and take advice, and just take it seriously, because, you know, you're just going to thank yourself later for doing it. You're gonna, and your family's gonna thank you. Your wife and kids are gonna thank you. Your brothers and sisters, because they are the ones reaping all the benefits from the decisions that you're making for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you become a completely different person, a better person in the long run. But it takes time. It's not a quick fix. It's not the easy way out. God, it's not the easy way out. It's not
Not at all.
to do.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
Hell no.
This
it's
is not a
easy.
cheat.
Yeah.
This is not a cheat.
No, it's
Like,
not.
we're not putting a code in here and all of a
Yeah.
sudden we're gonna
Mm-mm.
God mode, right?
This is
No,
the
100%.
hardest thing. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
But
But
so
I
worth
would
it.
do it again and again and again
Mhm.
to have these results. So, yeah. Frank,
I'm
I
gonna-
tried.
No, I'm
Nope,
gonna do one.
no.
No, I'm gonna do one so Frank gets to close the show out.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, dang, that's big
We're
shoes to
building it
fill.
up, buddy. We're building it up. Mine would be there is infinite amount of power in your story, and I don't just mean that in the sense of telling your story and sharing it to inspire other people and whatever that case might be, but there's a lot of power in your story to you, right? Like it's part of your story, it's part of your journey. And so as much as we look back at the life that we used to live and it makes us cringe and we hated it and it caused us so much pain, we wouldn't be where we are now if we didn't go through that. And I think a lot of us can agree that we are at the best places that
Oh yeah.
we've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
If we weren't in that place, we wouldn't be at the best place we've ever been. So, you know, in the sense, yes, 100%. You know, oh, Frank just passed out. He's trying to get away. He's trying to get out of this.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, like share your story. There's a lot of power in that in terms of inspiring other people, but there's power in your story for yourself. So, you know, don't ignore it. Don't hate it too much because it's what's getting you to that happy place where we all are and we're able to enjoy. Go ahead, Frank. Let's hear it.
Let's go,
What
Frank.
what I would say is when you've reached the end, when you've had enough, when you are done fighting every day, open that door, reach out to anyone in the community, reach out to anyone on this calendar. And because when you open that door, there are so many beautiful people out there that will help you and support you and encourage you. And it's worth it to be a healthier, better you to your family and to yourself. So when you're done, when you've had enough, open that door and reach out.
That felt like church. Oh my God, Frank,
Right?
you got me like now I'm crying. Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Jeez.
No,
Thanks for giving me the time to come up with that.
See, yeah, I'm just like I messaged him on something. Take notes, write something down. But no, that was awesome. And honestly, guys, I think that's one reason why we did the calendar the way we did in terms of even giving our contact information, like in terms of our IG handles, because again, it's not to show off. Hey, look what I did. It's look what we did collectively, and you are part of this journey now. So if you're going through something, this is the person that you can reach out because this is who you might relate to, right? I wish I had this, right? I think back to my journey 3 years ago. I'm like, it would have been way easier if I had this. Like we talked about our surgery as a tool. This is a tool, right? And it would have been amazing to have. So I'm absolutely proud that we are able to do this for our community, but I am absolutely honored that you guys are along on this journey with us and you are giving back the way that you are. So thank you so much. Before we end, I want to ask you guys, share how everyone can find you guys other than the calendar. So go ahead, D.
You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, all under the same handle, get_fit_with_D. I answer every DM. Please DM me on Instagram because I still don't know how to use TikTok. It's still confusing, so I probably will never answer you there until like 6 months later. So it's not intentional. Just hit me up on Instagram. But yes.
There you go. How are you, Frank?
You can get me on Aquaman Sleeve Journey. Follow me on Instagram. You'll see a lot of mountain biking on there because
it's you, man.
That's kind of my passion. Or you can follow me on Facebook. It's just Frank Day on Facebook. And feel free to reach out to me anytime. And on a side note, if we're going to have a men's get together, we need to go someplace where we can go have a workout,
Yes.
play pickleball,
Yes.
and go rent mountain bikes and tear up some dirt.
Dude, I'm down. I do fat biking in the winter time here. We have amazing trails up in the escarpment.
Nice.
I fall so much, but it's freaking amazing. I absolutely love it.
It is. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and honestly, that meetup is happening in 2024. We're gonna do a guys meetup.
Just make it warm, please. No cold. Nowhere where it's I can't do the cold.
All right, we'll do it. And Dave, how about you, buddy?
You can find me everywhere on all platforms at the Business Bully, and just like with D, please don't message me on TikTok because it's weird.
Please.
I don't get it, and everything's in the inbox. It's not for me. It's not.
Make sense.
Instagram, I will happily answer your questions, man. And listen, I can't thank you guys enough. I love that you even included me in this because, damn it, I never get asked to do anything. So I'm so happy to do something.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. And honestly, for everyone else, the link is in our bio. We'll put it on our YouTube channel as well. But this is the cover of the Boys of Bariatric calendar.
Nice.
Again, this is what Jeff had put together. This is what Dave was pointing out. He's not on it. So he's like, I'm not coming.
I'm not either, Dave.
But yeah, Frank's not either. They're replaced by Jack and Harold. Like, hey, can I come in, be Dave and Frank? Like, yeah, sure, go for it. But
I had him Photoshop my high waters down because in person it looked much better than in picture where it looks like I have on high water pants. But I swear, it was a look. I promise.
You look good, man. Look, I have both my outfits. I have this one on the cover, and on the back one, I'm wearing my other outfit because we did outfit changes. But yeah, guys. If you want to support the guys in the bariatric community, if you want to just support the bariatric community in general, go by the calendar. It's the first time that the community is banding together and doing something like this. And again, the cause is we are providing this life-saving surgery to someone who was not financially able to afford that surgery. And this was a recipient through the WLSFA, and they do that. They get grants to help with providing people with the bariatric surgery. We have Dr. Fridley doing the surgery. He's donating the surgery, who is also in the calendar. I forgot what month he is, but he's also in the calendar as well. We also have Bill Streetman, who is a board member for the WLSFA. He's also featured in the calendar. So awesome people in the bariatric community all representing. And yes, Jamie is mentioning, buy it. The link is in my in my bio. We have tons of support, guys. Go out there, buy it, support everyone, support the community. Yeah, and again, like, it's our honor to have done this with you guys. It means so much for us. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.
And all you guys who came in and joined us on the pod tonight, thank you again for joining us on the Waiting Table podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community
1 pound at a time. See you guys. Frank's got the hard hands.
Oh, who has a drink? Who has a drink? There you go. Cheers, 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 cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
See you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
See you.